Greetings, fanboys. This is Brandon, and I have something really interesting for you today. This is a lost episode of Fanboys Forever. Back in the summer of 2012, we shot all kinds of crazy reviews. We were shooting 10 reviews a week, and we were only editing maybe 2 or 3, at most 4 reviews a week. So we have a lot of footage still laying on the cutting room floor, and we had thought, we don't necessarily have to use that, or it's something people don't need to see. Long story short, we've decided it would be a shame to let all that footage go to waste. So, even though these aren't contemporary toys, and it's not going to give you a look at something brand new, and in some cases these aren't even items that are on the shelf anymore, we just think it's something you get a big kick out of, and maybe if there's an older item that you're thinking about going back and picking up, this might sway your opinion one way or the other. So please enjoy this very special, never-before-seen lost episode of Fanboys Forever.
What's your name, son?
Murphy.
No, I meant your real name.
Oh, it's Brandon. I'm sorry.
Well, now this is awkward. I'm Jared.
And this is Brandon.
You just said
Robocop. It sucks to be
Robocop.
battle damaged, doesn't it?
Oh my god. I think he just got a soul. Okay, fans of
I think we had
Robocop
a
2.
spiritual moment
I
right
think
there.
fans of Robocop 2 appreciated that moment.
I hope so. All 7 of you out there who are watching this right now, be glad.
Yes. So, we are reviewing the new NECA Battle Damage Robocop. It is based on the first movie. It's not based on the finale of the film. It's based on the moment where Robocop gets beat up by Ed 209 and then has to face the police. Boy. Man, this figure is stupendous. Once again, NECA has hit it out of the ballpark with this figure.
We don't like to spoil opinions in the introduction of videos, but I just love it.
We'll go ahead and tell you, we're going to love this thing.
Yeah.
Without further ado,
no doubt about it. Let's take a closer look at Battle Damaged Robocop.
Let's take a closer look at our love for this figure. Let's take a closer look at our gushing over this figure and offering no real objective opinion.
No, this is it.
And here we have a closer look at the phenomenal new Battle Damaged Robocop to celebrate Robocop's 25th anniversary.
This is the second figure in NECA's Robocop series, and a lot of times battle damaged figures are nothing to write home about, but this one is very appropriate as he appears this way in the film through a good portion of the middle. And it's just such a phenomenally well done piece. It's one you're going to have to get.
You know, as for the sculpt, let's look at some of the finer details on this. Really, you can't appreciate this until you have this close look at it. Look at that. Beautiful. All the little dents are sculpted in, the scratches. It would have been so easy for NECA just to have repainted this thing from the original and just say, we'll just paint on battle damage and not worry about it. But as you can see, even pieces like the arm have these large cracks in them.
See at the shoulder,
dents.
One of the loops is gone off of this side. Torn right off.
It's torn off.
And it's all it's all movie accurate, They didn't just go willy-nilly on it. They paid very close attention.
Even the head sculpt, as we can see if we take a closer look, has this large scratch in it, just like in the movie after Ed 209 knocks him back. Very unfortunately, no eye is revealed there as it is in the film. I was really hoping NECA would go the extra mile, but I understand it's such a small detail, and plus you can hardly see it in the movie. There's just that one close-up shot where you see Murphy's eye, but I've always loved the shot so much. And here we have the sculpting where even this is mangled a little bit, his torso. And we go down a little bit.
The legs are less scuffed up, but there's still some brand new pieces sculpted. All of the additional sculpting for the battle damage is accompanied by some excellent paint. He's covered with these black marks as if oil is pouring out of his body, or some kind of fluid. He's a little dirty. He's got some dingy wash in some parts. The face under the mask is painted very well. You can see there's a great differentiation in tones from the skin to the lips. And it's all just very clean.
Alright guys, comparison time. Now this is a part where I would like to mention a few things that I believe are improvements about the new Robocop. As we can see, let's bring this one forward a little bit. The face sculpts under the helmet here, there's so much more paint variation. Here with the lips, it's a lot cleaner. With the original, it wasn't quite as clean. Another thing is the helmet problem's been completely solved. People who own the original NECA Robocop here know that there was a problem with the helmet where a lot of people's come assembled too high up and you could see Robocop's nose, which is a big no-no. I actually had to boil and pop off the helmet myself and glue it back down in the correct position. If you haven't, this Robocop will appear quite a bit taller since the helmet is jacked up a lot on his head. With that in mind, as we can see, there's the sculpting differences there. The original NECA Robocop somehow comes in just a tiny, like a hair bit taller. I don't exactly know how to show it to you guys. Maybe you can see it right here. I think you can, just a little bit. but I'm not sure how it happened, if maybe he's assembled a little differently. One suspicion I have is this chest appears to be just a little larger, and so it causes the head to ride up just a little bit higher. I'm not sure why this happened or how it happened, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal.
No,
especially in a display.
It's not a deal breaker, but it is noticeable. So if you're seeing that yourself, you're not going crazy.
All right, guys. If you are familiar with the original NECA Robocop, this loses no points and gains no new points. So let's just go over it anyway. It's actually extremely well articulated,
especially for a NECA figure.
We have the head rolls all the way around. Lots of great range. Anything you saw him doing with his head in the film, you can do here.
And then some.
And then we have the ab crunch, which is actually extremely effective. It can even go side to side and backwards and forwards. This is maybe more motion than Weller was able to get out of the actual costume in the film.
That's a good bet.
Here we have up and down, side to side on the shoulders. And as you can see, pretty good range. Like I said, probably more than Weller had. A single jointed elbow there. Cut here at the top of the arm and up and down on the legs. Now this is kind of unique articulation because you can still go side to side. Like I said, probably much more than Weller had. There is a cut here at the waist, a single jointed knee, and of course a hinge down here. Now watch this, guys. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It actually has a piston where this goes in and out, and I think that's just awesome. People who already own the original Robocop from NECA know how great it is, but I just wanted to show that again. This does lead me to a quality control concern that I had. This piece, as you can see, the piston right here, was actually separated on mine. Somehow it wasn't where it needed to be. It wasn't broken. It just wasn't glued in to this area right here. As you can see, it glues in to the spot on the back of the leg. So all I had to do was apply a little glue, and it slipped right back into place, and it was okay, but I did have to line up the piston where it worked. So, you know, not bad, but still a quality control concern.
Just be on the lookout.
Brandon's sample was actually perfect, so his was fine, and yours probably will be too.
Same as with the first edition of Robocop, he includes 2 accessories. His trademark handgun, which we can't get enough of, and an interchangeable hand with the data access spike.
You know, Brandon, I really would have liked to have seen that covered in blood to have simulated the end of the movie. However, I'm pretty sure they'll do that for the actual final battle figure if they were to do it.
Yes,
with the unmasked head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it regular hand snaps right off, and you put the data spike hand on. Fits very snug, doesn't affect the articulation in any way. And 2 obvious but very appropriate accessories for Robocop. Dead or alive, you're buying this figure.
And you know, folks, you ought to buy this figure or be shot. Okay, no, not that, but you really should buy this figure.
If you love Robocop or just love action figures in general, there's no reason not to buy this figure.
NECA continues its streak of very meaningful and awesome variants. The only thing we can say now is we're really looking forward to maybe a helmetless version like this. And of course, we're looking forward to the other movies if they will do them.
Jetpack and Flamethrower Robocop for the win.
You can't be far. You can't be far. So there's nothing bad I can say about this figure, Brandon.
No,
this,
absolutely not.
For me, it's a 4.5 out of 5-star figure only because of a few small quality control problems. But your sample
was perfect. I would give him 5 out of 5 stars without question. He is the epitome of excellent sculpt and great articulation and fantastic paint application in a collector's action figure.
You can't go wrong with NECA's Battle Damage Robocop.
No, sir. And for $15, people, come on.
This is cheaper than a Dark Knight Rises Movie Master
or a Marvel Legends figure or an Avengers 6-inch figure.
This is so much better.
And there's no comparison. There really isn't.
Okay, he's 5 stars. All right, you've convinced me.
Yeah,
yes, the price difference is, even with my small quality control problem, which I could easily fix, I can't say anything bad about this figure. This is too good. This is too good. Watch me flip-flop on my opinions in a matter of seconds.
That's how good Robocop is.
Yes, he is. So, guys, we really appreciate you all tuning in. Please, stick with us. Subscribe if you possibly can. We appreciate every view we possibly can get.
If you're looking for me, you can find me at Toys R Us stores everywhere.
And next up is the Toys R Us Night Fighter exclusive Robocop figure, which glows in the dark.
And I can't wait.
Be sure to tune in for the review of that one.
Until next time.
God bless.